Hello and welcome back to another episode of Satisfactory. DCD Gaming here. Don't forget to smash that thumbs up button if you're liking what you're seeing. Hit that subscribe if you want to see more. And don't forget to ding that bell if you want to get notified when I upload a video. You see there's a small bit of changes. So I've done a bit of grindy work here in regards to automating something. So I've disconnected these two lines from our iron miners here, and these are nice, new, upgraded belts. So these are the Mark II 120 items per minute belts. Now if you follow these go take a nice little trip over here, climb up here, and we'll follow them along. As you can see, something there on the left hand side, some indication of what's happening. So these are two 120 items per minute conveyor belts, and they lead into our factory here, which is the first point when we start to automate a lot of large scale items. So now I've got the ladder, just take around with this, follow in here. I'm not going to show you just yet. So I've built them on the wall here. I think I might change it because they can really only fit two, but if I use the stackers, these guys here, I can actually fit 4 or 5. So 1, 2, 3. I can fit 4, and then if I put one at the bottom, I can actually fit 5 conveyors in the same space as the two on the wall. Now these two are feeding into this. These are 8 smelters. So each 120 unit line is split into 2 60s, and then each 60 is split into 2 30 lines. And as you see, these machines have an input of 30 per item, or input of 30 per minute, and an output of 30. So one 120 unit miner can feed 4 full smelters. Now if you look, they're not working at 100% yet, but that's because there's a bottleneck further up the line, and I'll show you that in a minute. So that's our 8 smelters, so each of those are producing 30. Now what I've done here is to sort of save costs. I have reduced these, I've brought them down to 30 and 30 into 60. So these are 60 items. These are the Mark 1s. I have all of these been moving off. So there's our 4. And they're moving off down here. Now the plan is that when I increase the output from our iron ores, I'm going to double the capacity. So I'll be able to put another 8 here and have a further 8. And you can see my little ghost character here. See, again, the game decides when it wants to log in with either character, and it's really wrecking my head, but I'll just have to deal with it. There's that one again, full inventory, full of stuff. I just have to start. This is what this person was carrying before I logged out and logged back in with this person. There's a rebar gun here as well, so I'll have to make sure, just as a personal storage, that I empty it into it every time I go to log out and save the game. So anyways, we'll follow our 4. These are all 60 units. These are up the stairs, and I've sort of made sort of little provision here for when we get our other 8 smelters up and running here. And we go up the stairs. Now these are all running down here, and these are splitting off again into constructors. So we have another 8 constructors here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 constructors. And these are all split between plates and bars. So these 4 over here are producing bars. They're producing 15 per minute. These over here, these 4 are producing plates. And again, they're split evenly. So that's a 60 mil line coming in, 30 in. If you look at that, notice we have 59 ingots coming in. 60. Yeah, did I do that right? Did I miss the calculation there? This should be, could be running more off potentially these lines. Right, give me a second here. I thought I had this calculation. Right, so 8 smelters producing 30. Yeah. I can double up on the constructors. So there is, each smelter is producing 30 iron ingots. Yeah, there's 60 lines. I can split those down again. Right. Now, I didn't realize that. I thought there was a 30. These are 15. Oh no. No, I'm right. I'm wrong. I'm looking at here. 30 iron ingots in and 15 plates out. Okay. Where did I get? Yeah, 30 in. Oh, right. Jeez, I was panicking. I was like, oh my god, I have to rebuild a whole lot. Now it's this one. It's the rods. I can double up on the rods. Right, so I can add an extra 4 on rods. If I do rods, they are 15. Because it's 1 rod for 1, yes. Right, so I can double up on the rods. I can increase the efficiency even more. So potentially I can knock out these 2 lines. I can put another 4 constructors over here in another line. Right, alright. We'll keep moving. Keep moving. So, on the end of our rod production, I have currently 4 miners producing screws. And now, if you don't think about these 3 coming out at the moment, so 4 screws, that's 90 each. Now, I was sort of doing calculations in my head on what I need to, because I was going to be doing them into assemblers. So we'll take a quick look here. Can I assemble this? Nah, I'm missing modular frames. Okay. Assemblers take 2 items. So we'll look at this for a second. So we have just 3 lines working off here. 3 lines of screws, and we have 1 line plate. So I take the 60 plates here, or 20 per constructor. Again, if you keep it up to me here. No, it's 15 per constructor. Ah, I'm doing this even wrong again. That's 15, 30, 45. I should have all 4 of those feeding into a system where there's 60 coming out of here. That's 15 and 15. It's 20, 30, 30, 60 up to... Yeah, I need to do that. Alright, so there's a few efficiency items that we can improve on. But it's all a learning curve. So we've all of these belts coming up here. 3 coming up with screws. 1 should be 60 of plates. And we've 3 assemblers. Now I have to check if I got this right. So as you can see, the plates here are divided between the 3. There should be 60 per line, but they're not. Or 20 per line, sorry. It should be 60 coming up, but it's only 45. And then it should be 20 per here, per line going in, but it's only 15. And currently these guys are under efficient as well. So if you look at it, we look at the constructor assembler here for a second. So we should have 120 screws coming in and 20 iron plates coming in at a time. And that means then you're producing 5 reinforced iron plates per minute. Now it's currently 49% because, again, screws aren't coming in fast enough, and I'm not sure the iron plates look like they're coming in too fast. But again, I'd say if the screws are coming in faster, it'll start producing. Look in here, so look at all my reinforced iron plates. I have so much more potential. Oh, it's fantastic. I have so much more. As you can see gaps there. So one of these lines here is a Mark II. That's 120 and that's 60 and 60. Now I done that because at the time I couldn't really afford much more. But also, oh man, I can do so much more. I'm just trying to think how I'm going to do this now. Now, first of all, I want to get This is the complicated matter. Alright, so I need reinforced plates. So, we're up here again. The complicated part is I need 360 screws coming up from up below for 3 assemblers here. 360. Now to get 360 screws, I need 4 what do you call them? I need 4 downstairs producing screws, so that they produce 90 per minute each. So that's 9 and 9 is 18, 27, 36, so 360. So to make the same amount up here, to make the max amount coming in, I need 3 full belts of 120 going upstairs each, but I need 4 constructors producing screws to get that capacity. And that's where the problem will come into play now. So I'm going to shut this down for a second. I shut this one down. And this one. This is where the fun starts. Now, just do a brief overview here of what I'm going to do. Right, so the 4 of those shut down. The belts are still emptying out. So I need Mark II belts coming out of every single one of my constructors, because they're producing 90. If I use the Mark I, they're only taking out 60 at a time. So I need grade 2 on every one of them. So first of all here, I need to deconstruct all of these, because I need to, again, combine my 4 into 3. And that's where the fun is going to be. I'm going to leave that where it is. I'm going to let those empty out, because I don't want to be carrying screws in my inventory. What we'll do is I'll come back when these are all empty, and we'll take a look at putting together our splitters and assemblers, our splitters and what do you call them? God, I'm stuck for names now. Where is logistics? Mergers and splitters. So it's going to take a couple of mergers and a couple of splitters to get these 4 down into 3. And I'll try and explain it as much as I can as I'm doing it. So we're going to give a minute here. Call back in a minute when all this is done. Now we're back. They've all emptied out. I've turned them all off. I've cleared the conveyors now here. They're still Mark 1's up there. So, alright, so 8 of them producing 90. But I need to reduce them. I need to have all of them onto 120 belts. So 320 belts. So the first thing is, you take the 2 N1s. The 2 N1s are 90 apiece. So what we're going to do first of all is, we're going to place a merger here. We might be stuck for space here. Actually, what I'll do first is, alright, I need to split these 2 middle guys up. So each of these need to be split up into 3 30s. So I'm going to place him there. And I'm going to play, yeah, this is where, alright, so I place him here. Now I'm going to see, it fits. Oh my god, it fits. Alright, I need, there. It fits. Oh, it fits. Oh, that's fantastic. Okay, so oh, that's brilliant. Alright. So, alright, we get these in here first of all. So this to here. Now we need grade 2s here all the time. And we'll connect this to this, and this to this. Okay, so your 2 central here are coming out 90 and 90. So you're going to split them 3 ways, so 30, 30 and 30. Now we'll start here on this side. So this is a splitter. No, I need a conversion. 3, 3, 3. So I need the output coming towards me. I need the input on the left hand side, right, and the back. So we're going to slide this in nice and close to this one. So this is a converger. Now this is where, let's see how this, show you how this works. Okay, so if you think of it, first of all, your 90 coming out of this bad boy here. 90 coming out of there. You have 90 coming out of this one, being split into 3 30s. 30 left, 30 right, 30 towards me. So the 30 goes right, it combines with a 90, and we have 120 coming out here. So we're going to, is that belt already done? It is. Is it? Must snap to a pole. I have to check to make sure that is done because I need. Is it done? Oh yeah, conveyor's in there. Perfect. Yeah, there it is. So as the 90 comes out of here, it's going to split 30 for this one, and this is going to be 120. So we'll have 120 coming out of here. Now we'll do the same the opposite side. So I need a merger again, number 3. I need the output coming towards me. Be nice and close. Oh, did I do that? That did not snap where I wanted it to. Why isn't it? There. Okay, so we got a belt there, belt in there. So we got all our belts coming out the back. Okay, so all our belts come out the back. We have our splitters in place. So now what's happened is, alright, so we'll take a look here. We have 120 coming out here. So I'm just going to put it, this is 120. Because we have our 90. Why won't that snap straight for me? Well, that's really bugging. 4. There. Nope. 4. There. No. No! God! Urgh. Why don't you snap? Oh, screw you. This one's got. No, that one snapped. Alright. So for some reason, it will not. Oh, my. Oh, no, I just. My OCD is going to kick in. Oh, give me patience. Give me patience. Merger. Alright. I'm going to try it there. See how this works. Well, you should be trying this guy first. So 4. Yes. Yes. Patience. Patience. So I just need to break down this, break down this, break down this. This is a merger. So I'll get there. F, take that down. Bring our Mark II to here. Now just realizing we could do a Mark I here as well, but I'm not. I'm gonna keep with the Mark IIs all in this layout. That means that it's less and I know exactly where everything is. Perfect. So now that's 120 coming out of there. So put that one there to there. That's 120. Now this is 120. So we have 2 120s coming out. Yay! This one is a 60. So we have 60 coming out here, we have 30 coming out here, and 30 coming out here. So I think you all know what's happening. We're going to have another converger. So I'm gonna put this. How far back can I go? I don't want them far apart. I want it a bit compact here. So there, perfect. So this one to here. This one to here. That looks weird. Why did that do that? No, I want you. Alright, I'm going to move this forward a bit more. I am not happy with the way the belt doesn't look like it's connected. Not in the slightest. So I'm going to pull this forward here. Pull forward a bit more. Give a bit more space in the back. Here about Mark II. Mark II. That's a lot better. Mark II. And we have... You've guessed it. We have... Oh no. That's... Oh my god. Right. Patience. I'll knock someone in the head in a second. Okay, so we have 120 coming out of here. Right. This might be my saving grace. So now we have 3 120s coming out. So what I'm going to do here is get my 8. Let's go up to here. No, it won't. So my plan is now this guy is going to come around on the bottom. Take that down. 9. Push over a bit further. Where's our 120? 20. Perfect. The problem is, actually, what I can do. 9. There. This one here. 8. Right. That looks great. That looks actually fantastic for me. So this is sort of 3/4 the way over, so place that one there. Get this one here. Ta-da! And put 2 more up here. Oh, this is so satisfying. Yes! Our 3 120 per item conveyors. Now I need to dismantle these because this is not going to be the sequence these are going up here on. They're going to be a bit higher because I'd like to be able to walk under these conveyors. Yeah, that's it. So 9. This has to be in line with this. Now where are we at with regards to this? Now these can make nice little sharp corners, which is good. I'll just test this out. Make sure that's working. Perfect. It works. So I'm gonna put 1. Oh, where did that go? Oh, it clipped the whole way over there. Right. Oh, 8. Press the wrong button. And that there. That from there to there. That from there to there. There, there, upgrade, 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 upgrade. So now it's a case of upgrading all these lines that we need to up to 120. There, there. There we go. Because I didn't have all these plates before. To get that first 120 million, I had to manufacture those all by hand. There. So they're all 120 mil conveyors. That's good. Now I need to start up the machines. What's coming out the top one is actually from the fire machine. It had a back storage of, I turned it off, but it had no conveyor attached to it. So I'm going to turn on all of this. There's E, turn on, turn on, turn on. Oh! So we should see it continuous. So you can see there's 30 coming out here, and then there's 120 coming out up here, which is great. So 6 in the middle, then 30, 30. So 320 items a minute conveyors. Now once this starts to fill up, you'll see there's gaps here, but you can see now, no gaps. Gaps, no gaps. It's perfect, but we still have so much more we could do. I can't believe there are only 15. So one of these lines can be pulled off. So these two, I might have to move somewhere else and to create the plates, and then convert these 4 into screws. Actually, no. Pull the 2 lines off, and then bring these down, convert them into what I need for upstairs. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to quickly do the same sort of system here as there, converting 4 into 3 or 4 into 1, and I'll jump back on and we'll take a look. Yay! 4 into 1. So finally, alright. So 15 per item. So 15, 15, 30. That's 30 coming out of here, 30 coming out of here, and 60 coming out of here. And this is a Mark 1 conveyor. So Mark 1 for our plates and Mark 2s for our screws. Each screws have 120. Right. 1 bit at a time. Oh, look at this. That's the one I stuck. Right. That's that step done. Whew. So these should be working at nearly maximum capacity now. So that's perfect. Okay, that's where I want it. So those 3 are working at maximum capacity. Now, what parts I need to address further back the line? First of all, I need to address this. I need to address the 2 lines coming in. Now, I'm going to have to... I find the easiest way to do this is to turn off the line, because... Oh wait, I'll just... See, it's hard to turn off the conveyors. Actually... So those 2, perfect. Those are turned off. So I'm going to let those empty out while I'm devising the next plan. Right. So what am I need to just verify what I'm doing here. So these are 30. Now what I need to do is I need to take 1 belt off for these. Right. So one of these belts can feed 4 of these, yes. But I still need the 2 belts here for each of these. So I'm going to reconnect these down here. And I'm just going to take the top belt and have it... Oh God, what? Take that E, or 3, 4, 5. Oh, calculations, maths. I see why I love maths now in school so much. Right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the end one. So this middle one here is going to be the one that's going to split off and feed all of these. So what I'm going to do is, alright, F, take that down. This here is going to run along here. I'm going to bring it out here, and it's going to be specifically manufacturing 4 constructors for screws for other projects. Right, look, what I'm going to do is I'm going to figure this out, and when I have sort of a plan in my head and sort of get it half organised, I'll jump back in. There's no point in you listening to me humming and hawing about what I should do and shouldn't do. So I'm going to do that for first, and we'll get back to you then. So just I'd jump on and show you this. This is the downstairs where my smelter's at. It's evening time or night time, and the whole lake here gets covered in fog. We'll try and run up here, up above, just up a level here, and we'll show you. So, as I say, this whole floor is built right on the lake. It's basically touching the lake. So at night time here, this whole fog rises up, and I can hardly see a thing in the bottom layer where my smelters are. It's really weird. I think it's funny that it's like that. And then it starts to clear. So you look here, look at the lake. That's how high the lake is and the level we're at. We're right on the lake. Even here at times you'll probably see the... There he is. Did you just see that? That's our sea monster. Swimming around. Yeah, now start to clear, the morning start to come. So you can see the first stage here, I've removed that first belt there. And do a bit more adjusting and jump back on. See you in a minute. So we got a few bits done. I got a few bits done. So I've fully disconnected this line down here. Not 100% sure what I'll do here first of all. I think it might be for making rods. My big plan here is Mark II miners for on the iron ore and have another 8 smelters here. That means I can, with this system, so all I have to do is replicate what I have here, and I will have a full 6 assemblers making reinforced iron plates. That's the idea behind it. That's what I want to do with it. Now the next thing I need to look at now is, so this setup is perfect for my reinforced iron plates. What I have to look at next is these two here. So rotors and modular frames. Now crap. Rotors on the bottom here take screws and iron rods. So potentially that line that's downstairs that's not doing that can be used for that. Now also, these take iron rods and steel plates, and these are the modular frames. So in essence, these guys here, I'll need to take the reinforced iron frames that I'm producing out of this system and bring that to the modular frame one, and then bring other ones. Now these are all assemblers that I need for these. So the idea is I'm going to have all my assemblers here. So what I'm going to do actually, I'm going to put down my 6 assemblers here. That's going to be for the Mark II. The Mark... Ooh, why did that do that? I hit the wrong button. I don't have modular frames and rotors. So I'll have to make some modular frames and rotors for those. So I'm going to have my 6 here for my steel plates, because I'll need a lot of those for, in fact, with the other items, for belts and stuff like that. And I have to look at making the rotor and the modular frame. So again, assemblers on this level. I think what I'm going to do is I wonder how I'm going to place the other in respect to this. So this is the middle line here. Really what I want is this line here is going to have storage for a lot of the items I'm producing here. And then from this storage then I can actually pull off splitters and run materials in other parts of the map when I get that far. So on this side here is going to have all my steel plates, and then potentially on this side here will I start the modular frames. So I'll have to build an assembler anyways for my modular frames and see what the inputs are, see what the outputs, and adjust it accordingly and see can I get it to fit the template for it. Okay, so what I'll do is I'll get that sorted. I'll get the materials I need for another assembler, another couple of assemblers together, and I'll place those and we'll see what we need to work with from there. See you in a second. So we're just going to finish it up here. I'm going to show you what I've done here. So I brought up so I'm making the iron rods down here, so that extra line of the ingots that we had available from downstairs, I've brought that up here and wired it, divided up into 4 different machines here to make rods. So the rods are being used here in 4 different machines, so 15 in, 15 out. So there's 60 coming down the belt, divided into 2 30s and 2 15s. So that's outputting 30 rods. Now the 30 rods are being inputted into all of these. Now I've set up an extra 4 here I'm going to have an extra row of 60 ingots coming up from downstairs once I get the Mark II on the iron miner. So my iron rods here are going onto 120 belts. The 120 belts are coming up here to the top. The 120 is being split into 2 30s. Or sorry, what's coming up here at the moment is 60. So the 60 is split into 2 30s. This 30 is coming over here and being split into 2 15s. And then run over to the modular frame. So I've only one line being used at the moment, but once again I got my Mark II on my iron. I'll have 2 of them. I'll have 2 modular frames being produced here. So again they're coming in at 12, it's coming in 10 actually at the moment, 10 and 30. But once I get the 2 of them up and running, I'll have both those. So what I've done with the other iron rods are running over here, and I'm producing screws. So eventually I'll have 2 of them up and running, but at the moment I've only 1. So there's 2 screws coming over there, or 1 screw coming over. Then I have my iron rods coming over here and going in producing rotors. So I've only these one up and running at the moment, but once I get my Mark II miner on my iron ore, I'll be able to run 2. I'll be able to run 6 reinforced steel, which means I'll have 4, or from 6 I'll have 2 modular frames running. God, the calculations are just frying my head. So I'm going to have a second modular frame here running here. These 2 are only going to be running specifically reinforced steel plates. These 2 will be the rotors, so I'll have 2 rotors, 2 steel plates and 2 modular frames, and that'll hopefully from 2 pure iron ores with 2 Mark IIs on it. So with 2 Mark 1s, I can have half the capacity. So 1 rotor, 1 modular frames, and 1 reinforced steel. Oh my god, and that's with no excess bars, no nothing. So I don't get excess screws, I don't get excess bars, or rods, sorry, from that. All I will get is 2 modular frames, 2 rotors, and 2 reinforced steels from 2 pure iron ore rods. Oh my god. You see, I've had extra coal burners on to try and cater for all of this equipment. So now that I've all that up and done, that's going to be the end of this video. But the next day, what I have to do is I have to remove all of this down here. I want to remove all of these productions down here. So all my iron productions that's down there, get rid of them. Move all my excess that's down there, all up here. All up here. Now if you notice, I have no plates, I have no steel rods, and I have no screws manufacturing up here. So if I need them for anything, I can't make them. I might have to divert somewhere to produce some of them, but I'm not going to do much. I'm going to look at moving all my concrete manufacturer downstairs and get all of this from down here completely gone, including all of that coal. So that's the end of this. Hope you enjoyed this video. Hope it hasn't fried your head in regards to all the division modulars and making sure the right ratios. Now I don't see any way possible to maximize these two and these, the frames and the rotors, because they've irregular numbers, 24 and 12. Like how are you gonna do that? Like I don't see. Do you reduce this here, but it still needs 24 in? Well, I don't know. Like I'm gonna have to do calculations another day, but at the moment this is what I'm running with. So I'm gonna let this run, and I'm gonna collect up all the frames, the reinforced steel plates, and all the rotors I can, because my next step I'm looking at is here. Steel production. Now I want the steel production specifically for this Mark II miner. I want to be able to, so I need the frames and the rotors. I want the Mark II miner to start producing off those iron ingots, because I want to max those out, or bring those up to level 2, so I can fill up this production here for the Mark II at the moment. And then eventually when I get a Mark III, I'm still not going to increase this production here. I'm going to have those, but the Mark III then will pump out enough ore that, or the Mark III will pump out enough ore that I'll be able to look into other aspects, looking to produce my rods and all of that, so forth. Now, do I get, check here, I don't. It's only with logistics that I get the Mark III belt, and I'll need that to take full full capabilities of the Mark II miner. So really I'll have to get the 2 of those up and running. And that way then, yeah, I can get those running. I can get the rest of that done in there. And once we get that, it'll be interesting. I'm not going to build the space elevator yet, but that's it. Oh my god, my head is fried doing all of those little bits and bobs, filling all those in, getting all that done. So I'm gonna have to get all of this moved in, get the Mark IIs, and all of that tidied up and make it look nice and pretty. Start putting a box around this and looking at putting the top layer, the top level for me will be my hub and the space elevator up here. Not sure how to fit them at the moment, but we'll see. The worst thing is, once I get the... my main aim is to get this whole area feeding into this hub here for all materials. Now I'm not going to be repeating this every time I have more mines, iron ore mines. I'm going to be creating hubs. So hubs specifically for the likes of this. So I was producing the best I can for there. But anyways, that's it for today. We'll see you later. Don't forget to like that button. Don't forget to hit that subscribe. Slán!